Hello everyone and welcome back to another session of Daily Current Affairs by SSB Crack Exams. I am Thiruvananthapuram and I'll be taking you today's session for 16th of May. So let's start and talking about SSB Crack Exams. So we are a one-stop solution for all the major defense-related examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET and Territorial Army. For more details regarding the courses that we offer for these exams, you can visit to our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel SSB Crack Exams and also follow us on Instagram SSB Crack Exams. You can also download our app from Google Play Store, Android app SSB Crack Exams for regular updates and notifications. Right? Now let's move ahead and we shall start our session of today with the question of the day from yesterday's session. So I asked you guys about when was India's first ever G20 meeting held. So in actual, the G20 summit, the first ever G20 summit was held in the year 2018 and it was held in Washington DC and it was hosted by then President of United States George Bush, right? And this was the same year when it was, of course, the first time when India also participated in the summit. So you can say the correct answer for this question would be India participated in its first ever G20 meeting, which was also the first ever G20 summit in the world in the year 2008. Okay, now moving ahead, we shall start with the news. INA invites nomination for INA Young Entrepreneur Award 2020. Right, so now what is this INA? INA is Indian National Academy of Engineering, which is an autonomous institute of Department of Science and Technology, and it has invited nominations for INA Young Entrepreneur Award 2020. Right, now the award would carry a citation and a cash prize of rupees 2 lakh rupees to the selected individuals who will win the competition, and to the selected individual candidate, or to be shared by the group of individuals not exceeding 3 persons. So a maximum of group member should be 3 or an individual member is allowed. Both innovation and entrepreneurship together would be considering important and young innovators from academia, research organization or industry whose novel as in new engineering concept or technology ideas have been translated into successful startup enterprises would be given preference, of course, right? So this is how the preference for the winner will be decided. Now moving ahead, ARCI scientists have developed next generation biodegradable metal implants. So this is a great improvement and achievement in the medical sector, biomedical sector to be specific. Scientists at International Advanced Research Center for Powder Metallurgy and New Materials, that is ARCI, and STCIMS, which is in Thiruvananthapuram, Sri Chitra Tribunal, both autonomous institutes under the Department of Science and Technology, have jointly developed new generation iron manganese based alloys for biodegradable metal implants for use in humans. Right, earlier they were used to be permanent, which used to cause some harm after a period of 14 or 15 years, but now they are biodegradable. So biodegradable materials, ferrous, manganese, zinc and some other polymers which can participate in the healing process and then degrade gradually by maintaining the mechanical integrity without leaving any implant residues in the human body, which is a big advantage, are better alternatives to currently use metallic implants which remain permanently in the human body. Right, so this is another development over the already present permanent metallic implants. Now moving ahead, $1 billion from World Bank to protect India's poorest from COVID-19. So World Bank has supported another $1 billion for to India for its fight against coronavirus or COVID-19. The government of India and the World Bank today signed $750 million out of $750 billion out of total $1 billion proposed for accelerating India's COVID-19 social protection response program to support India's efforts at providing social assistance to the poor and vulnerable, specifically households and severely impacted by COVID-19. Of course, poor and the vulnerable households are the most severely impacted by this COVID-19 nationwide lockdown. This takes the total commitment from the bank towards emergency COVID-19 response towards India to total of $2 billion already. A month before, they also supported India with a package of $1 billion already. This new support will be funded in two different phases: an immediate allocation of $750 million for fiscal year 2020, and the rest of the $250 million will be in the second tranche that will be made available after or for fiscal year 2021, that is next year. Okay, now there was a third tranche of press conference by finance ministers regarding the economic package of 20 lakh crore rupees, which has been announced by our Prime Minister. Earlier, the first conference was regarding MSMEs. The second one was regarding the migrant laborers and the poor and the rural people and the rural population, basically. This third conference was mainly targeted for the infrastructure, logistics, capacity building, governance and administrative reforms. In which sectors? So agriculture, fisheries and food processing sectors mainly, right? And our finance minister also said that this will provide long-term and sustained impact on lives of farmers, fishermen, food processing micro enterprises, or basically all those whose livelihood depend upon the agriculture, fisheries and food processing sectors. So we have made a separate video decoding the economic package part 3. So you can visit that. The link of that particular video will be put in the description below. You can find that link in the description below. For more details, you can visit that video. There are total 9 announcements, new announcements which were done regarding this factor. Apart from these 9 new announcements, there are 3 more reforms that are being done, which I'll explain you in this particular video. So the first reform was made amendments to Essential Commodities Act to enable better price realization for farmers. So Essential Commodity Act, which was founded in 1955 during the food scarcity which was going on in the country then, need to enable better price realization for farmers by attracting investments and making agriculture sector competitive. Agriculture foodstuffs including cereals, edible oils, oilseeds, pulses, onions and potato to be deregulated. They all will be deregulated. Stock limit to be imposed under very exceptional circumstances like national calamities, famine, with sugar, with surge in prices, right? And no such stock limit shall apply to processors or value chain participant subject to their installed capacity or to any other export subject to the export demand, right? So government will amend Essential Commodities Act according to these points. The next reform was in the agriculture marketing reform to provide marketing choices to farmers. Now what will happen in this? So farmers bound to sell agriculture produce only to licensees in APMCs. Such restrictions of sale is not there for any industrial produce, right? So farmers face trouble in that. Results in hindrances in free flow of agricultural produce and fragmentation of markets and supply chain is hampering the financial status of the farmers. Less price realization for farmers. These were the reasons why a reform was needed in this. So what will happen if the central law comes? So central law will be formulated to provide what? Adequate choices to farmers to sell produce at attractive prices, barrier-free interstate trade and framework for e-trading agriculture produce. Apart from that, the third reform was again in the agriculture sector. So agriculture produce pricing and quality assurance. Farmers, as of now, farmers lack an enforceable standard mechanism. So there is no set standard for predictable prices of crops at the time of sowing or even at harvesting. Private sector investment in provisions of inputs and know-how in the agriculture sector is hindered heavily. Facilitative legal framework will be created to enable farmers for engaging with the processors, aggregators, large retailers, exporters, etc. in a fair and transparent manner. Risk mitigation for farmers, assured returns and quality standardization shall form integral part of the framework. Okay, so these were all the 3 reforms that was discussed by our finance minister. Moving on, we shall end our session with the current COVID-19 update. So as of now, total number of confirmed cases has reached to 85,940, which has surpassed the total number of COVID cases, positive cases, confirmed cases in China. And the number of active cases, however, is 53,000 and number of cured cases has increased also, which is 30,153. Apart from that, the total number of death has increased up to 2,752. right? Okay guys, it's quiz time, and question for the day is, what does INA award stand for? So INA, the full form for INA is Indian National Academy of Engineering, Enterprises or Entrepreneur. So the correct answer for this is, of course, Indian National Academy of Engineering, right? Which comes under which part? Which comes under Department of Science and Technology, right? The correct answer is option A. Now, moving ahead, the question for the day for you guys is, what is Essential Commodities Act? Write your correct answer in the comment section. Till the next session, I'll be telling the answer in the next session. Until the next session, be safe, take care, and Jai Hind.